What is going on, everybody? Kyle Murray from FTNBets.com back again with another NFL player prop profile. Continuing my series where I give you guys some of my favorite NFL prop bets to make during the regular season. These are going to be some of my favorite bets to make on Sunday. But while we're still a month away from the NFL season kicking off, we're going to remain in the futures market, and we're finally making our first long shot bet. Now, I touched on this bet earlier in the year when I talked about some of my favorite bets to get the best value on. But going back to it here, Travis Kelce to lead the league in receiving yards at plus 1,300 over on DraftKings. It's going to be a one-unit bet for me. And one unit's actually quite big compared to some of these other long shot bets that I've placed bets on in the bet tracker over at FTNBets.com. But I like this bet a ton. I actually have Travis Kelce projected to lead the league in receiving yards this year. So I'm really liking the value you get from this, as well as the probability that it actually happens. DraftKings has him 6th on the board in terms of best odds to pull off this feat. And I think that's mainly because he's a tight end, and a tight end has not led the NFL in receiving yards since 1981 when Kellen Winslow did it, and he actually did it for back-to-back seasons. But Kelce, he nearly pulled this feat off last year as he had over 1,400 yards and was second in the NFL in receiving yards behind only Stephon Diggs. Kelce has had 135 plus targets in each of the last 3 years, and I don't expect that to change. He's going to be a focal point of this offense. He's going to continue to be more of a dynamic threat rather than just a normal tight end. Obviously, what we've seen from Kelce over the past few years, he's not a traditional tight end. He's a very good receiver, and his primary use in this offense is to be the leading pass catcher, really. So Travis Kelce to lead the league in receiving yards. I like this bet as he's going to be playing in, again, a dynamic offense, probably going to repeat as being the most prolific offense in all of football. Yet again, as the Kansas City Chiefs have shown over the past 2 or 3 years, they're just so elite on the offensive side of the football. So again, for the number one pass catcher, the number one player in terms of targets over the last 3 years, I think Travis Kelce has a good shot at repeating, maybe even doing better than what he did last year. And at 1,400 plus yards in 16-game season, adding an extra game, I think he could be on pace once again to compete for the top in terms of NFL receiving yards. So for him to lead the league, I don't think he's far off. So once again, Travis Kelce to lead the league in receiving yards plus 1,300, and I like it enough to make it a full unit bet.